Hi, Ronald. Thank you so much for sharing your genogram about Georgia. One of the things that I want to talk about right away is the visual aspect of your genogram. I actually enjoyed looking at it because it was so well organized. Everything pertaining to a specific person in that genogram or family dynamic looked visually the same, so it looked very just repetitive in the way that you approached each person, and that just made it look overall really pleasing on the eyes and very easy to read. So that's the first thing I want to point out. I also really liked how for each person in that family dynamic you included a lot of detail, so you kind of took all of the guesswork out of what that person was like within that family and personally, from the demographics, the age, characteristics, behaviors for that specific person. You also included education and career. So within each box, you really got a very detailed overall image, if you will, of that person in your head, which did help. So I appreciate that. I also like how you included pets. That's not something I put on mine, but it was a nice touch. One thing I also like that you included was the pattern of old age within Georgia's family. So one thing you noted in your description was how healthy longevity was a pattern in that family, but the early cause of her uncle's death was something that really affected her. I also like how you put the cause of death, because depending on which client or student we're working with, the cause of death could be also a generational pattern if there's enough people who have passed away from a certain illness or tragedy. So I thought that was a really great touch on yours as well. Moving on to your description, I thought that you were so well detailed in your explanation. You were extremely thorough. And the symbols that you used were very unique compared to what like other presentations I've seen. So the bottom right ledger on your genogram, the symbols were very clear, they were large, very easy to understand within the generations and family dynamics of Georgia. And the last thing I want to touch on is your use of the school counseling and where that fits in. The use of further assessments, you brought up PTSD. So those are really great things that you've gotten out of using this genogram. It could be useful for future clients, as you said. And I just think you did an overall really great job. So thank you for sharing.